Hello everyone, Kenti Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are back in Elder Scrolls Online. This is DoKenti, my main character. He's a Dragon Knight, as you can see there on the screen. So we are on the quests rather, of clearing out the surveys out of my inventory. So I have a boatload of these surveys. So all of these, then all of these, and all of these down here. So 29 of them total, which is of course just a whole boatload of them. So this may be a rather long adventure, but I want to get as many of these cleared out as I possibly can, just to get crap out of my inventory. So anyway, I am in my normal warrior armor here. So I created, obviously this is Khajiit heavy armor here. I do have a set of Dragonknight armor, which I actually like. Just the style is effectively the same. The only difference is the rear paws there are entirely covered on the Dragonknight armor. Well, let me just show you. So this is the Dragonknight armor. So I wish, of course, my little Dragonknight cub here. I wish the blue highlights, the little waves and wrinkles there, were a darker blue. I think the cobalt blue looks much better. I was thinking even the swords looked better, but I'm not sure what. Maybe it's the bow, which I do not have a bow on this character. He's not bow savvy. He's definitely a melee kind of a guy. So anyway, so for those wondering how the heck I can change an entire suit of armor in a single key press, that's called Alpha Gear. I highly recommend it. It's an older mod, but it is, or rather, an add-on. Not mods here. So speaking of Dragonknight, I think the blue that is actually on the cub there is a much neater blue. So I wish the armor and such had the same blue, but doesn't. Not sure why they picked the blues they did, but hey, that's ZeniMax for you. So anyway, I have written down everything. I tend to not only go in alphabetical order. I know that's really silly, but that's OCD engineer for you. And also in the number of surveys that happen to be in that place. So I tend to use a combination of both. So I start at the ones, work my way up. So in this case, I have one in the Alakir Desert. So that's in fact where we're headed to, is Alakir. And I have no idea what the survey actually is. I don't keep track. Obviously you have the clothing surveys, the woodworker surveys, the blacksmith surveys, you know, all 6 of the major crafting skill lines. So my son is also online here, so I'm kind of somewhat chatting back and forth with him. Okay, so I want to go to Alakir Desert, so I guess I have to find Alakir. Then I have to find the survey. Okay, the survey is over here, so we're going there. So I have been away from there's the leopard cub. So bringing up my map, getting the major things. So we are headed over this way, so I'm going to put my marker on the screen here, and hopefully we can just roll right across the desert. have no idea what we'll find, but we shall discover shortly. And of course, I have to stop for everything that I find, because I'm still working on the master collector. Let me see if I can find it. Achievements, crafting. Probably will never get that one just because I don't really care for that. Maybe that's under exploration. Master Cave Delver. Crafting general. Here we go. So the Grand Master Crafting Harvester, which is harvest any crafting materials 100 or 10,000 times. I am at 8,855. 8,855 out of the 10,000. So I'm a little ways away, but it actually goes pretty quick. So, you know, less than, let me see what this would be, 1,145 items that I still have to collect. So I'm a little ways away, obviously, but over time, one gets there. And that is just, you know, one element at a time. So here we have 2 elements. So, unfortunately, even if we watch on the screen, there was 3 ruby ash. So 55 was where we were at. So there's a 3 and technically a 4, which should be 7. So that should put me into the next category, but I think it's really just 1 and 1. So let's, just for curiosity here, see what it says. So 57. So if we look at things in relative terms, every time you stop at a collection point, which is to say where you pick up something out of the world, it counts as 1. So that's the downside. You got, in my case, I got 7 different items, but you have only stopped at, you know, a spawn point 1 and 1. So anyway, that's how those work, unfortunately, which means by the time you actually get to 10,000, you've probably collected, well, not that it is normally a 2 to 7 ratio, but if it were, then you've really collected, like, let's say 50,000 different items out of the world, which is quite a bit, all things considered. So anyway, simple goals, but it's kind of one of the aspects of the game. So goats out here. So the interesting thing is that if you look around, the stuff is in the world here. It's everywhere. They've actually, over the course of time, gotten pretty good about, you know, where everything is. Back in the, I want to call it the olden days, there wasn't anything anywhere. Now the sacks and stuff do not count towards the materials. So yes, you get items when you find the sacks and stuff in the world, but those do not count towards that master harvester. You have to do things like, there was so there's really anymore, there's not really a significant shortage of stuff in the world. Just roaming around to find it is really the challenge. And So this is purely for the experience points, and if I were even remotely intelligent, I would have actually gone by the which will do that. The festival is going on, the Christmas festival, whatever they call it, and I should have gone by because it's 100% boon to experience points. So I should have done that before I got here, but oops, I didn't. So one of the things I do with surveys, which is the reason I put on my normal armor, and you notice I'm not using any heavy attacks here, which is why, because obviously I'm not being injured very badly here. I do need to go into my inventory here and do that, which is a triple boon, so that moves all 3 of my attributes up. So even though I'm taking the long way around, this is kind of one of the reasons that when I do surveys, it does take a little while to complete them. Because I do a lot of stuff. I have to figure out where this thing actually is. I see something down here. Yes, I see. So here's where we get into still have to figure out where the heck. So I got the red X is on the screen here, which means I'm getting close. So there's a couple things here. Okay, so this is the rubidite. I believe, so if you come across any of the surveys, are 6 items. Now sometimes finding all 6 can be a little bit of a challenge. But my understanding, at least from what I have seen and looked at, is you get the 6 points in the Master Collector. Alright, so okay, so the red X has disappeared, which it should have. So now it is these red things. So this is literally just the matter of just collecting things for the sake of experience points. So in this case, I'm really just wanting to go back to the Way Shrine, but obviously I'm going to collect the in-world goods here, being as I might as well. They're free. And it slowly works my way towards my goal. Again, I just keep my eye out for, you know, all the in-world items. They do respawn as you go. So sometimes just looking around, keeping a fairly diligent eye out can help you out. Do the one little look here. There's another one. Even though I am not even remotely short on ruby ash. There's another one. The game is a little slow to update these things, so sometimes the numbers change apparently at random. It's not really at random, it's just that it takes a little while. My guess is that there will be another one of these somewhere right around here. Oh, maybe not. Alright, so quick look at the journal. So we've gone from 55 to 76 in this one zone. So it does go up, but it just, again, takes a little time. All right, so East March is where the festival is happening. So right here at Kynes Grove, Breda is just slightly north of the Kynes Grove Way Shrine. So what I'm doing is going to Kynes Grove for the sake of getting the 100% experience booster. That's the whole reason for that. The whole reason for this little stop here. And maybe if I actually see, all right, find where they are. It's over here, and of course, because there's 50 gazillion people around here, there's not probably going to be anything to pick up or collect. So over here on the side, somebody just leveled up. So, Breda's Magnificent Mead. So just drinking this will give you your 100% boon. As proof that ZeniMax people are lazy as all shit. So, remember, just got the boon, Breda's Magnificent Mead, right? But, what is the boon called? Oh my goodness, look at that. They did change the name. I was complaining about it this morning. So, before, it was the Witch Mother's Brew. And some of the other characters who I've actually done that on, it's Witch Mother's Brew, Witch Mother's Boon. So, in any case. That was hours ago that changed. Alright, so my next one I think is Bank Korai, which is actually, there are two there. So we'll go ahead and do that one just because it's looks like the only B that I actually have. So even though I only do the ones first. Oh, look at that. So this one is a later on, but hey, I'm here, so we'll go ahead and do that. This is East March. I've only got the one in East March, so we'll go ahead and knock that one out while we're here. No real reason not to. Some wolves here. Get all the wolves together. There we go. And then, of course, the survey here. So this is number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. So again, always remember your surveys are 6 items, always 6. So if you have not found 6, that is because So the creatures that you kill in the world do not count towards any of these either. So I wanted the white cap, and there's also to my left is runes over here. Oh wow, maybe it's not runes. I did not see that. I thought I saw runes over here somewhere. Alright, maybe I'm just... Alright, guess not. No runes. It was that bug loss. Alright, and again, just because... For one deal here. Alright, so see if I can see any more anythings close. I think that's negative. So head back to the way shrine over here. Rubidite over here. Alright, and then we mark off East March. So that one's done. Alright, then I was headed towards Bengali. So I have two of them, as you can see, the one there towards the south and the one over here, kind of equidistant. So this one looks a slightly bit farther. I'm going to have to go around regardless of anything else. So we'll do that one first, just 'cause. No reason, just 'cause. Alright, so in this case we're headed down and around. Now, while I could, in fact, jump onto my mount and ride, I've always found that the second I get onto my mount, I have, come across places where I can pick things up. So I tend to just not get on my mount anymore. For example, Ancestor Silk here. Another one here. I'm gonna have to fight my way through over here. That's all fine because it's experience points. So I have a couple enemies over here. Obviously, I'm going to kill her faster than they're going to kill me. So over here. there is this. We'll run over here and get a few more points. No one here. I tend to, if you really truly get into these all by yourself, you kind of end up getting your shit kicked. While the boons are kind of nice, I really am on a very specific quest here. Some experience points, taking a little bit of time to do what I need to do. There's our survey. So there's 5, and then 6, and this here. And still nobody here. So I suppose I really wanted to. Oh, there is people here. Me? Oh.
Ranu, time to torture some mortals. These mortals are strong, but not strong enough.
Alright, so we have a couple things here, and this is actually the, dare I say, important one, because that's one more point in my in my collecting. And another point over here. And then theoretically, because I fought through most of the battle here, there should be a chest here. Don't know what's going to be in there, but hey. Oh, Vampire Lord's Necklace, Ruby Ashbow Frost, and gold, which is not a bad thing. Alright, so work my way back to the so I could come up here because this is a bunch of enemies.
Spread out.
Vampire Lords. Huh, okay. Kinda interesting. Some of those. More, 2 of them here. Let that charge, and then we have the couple people over here. Archer and some type of chest there, which of course you can't pick up. A backpack here, which is empty, of course. So the gauntlets and the helmet there are useless as far as, you know, salvaging, selling, anything like that. But when you dismantle them, you actually can get some points for them. So because I have several characters that are still in need of points, then I can use them. Try not to get myself poisoned. Okay, so on back around, now that I've totally sidetracked myself. And this is why when I'm doing surveys, it really does take quite a bit of time, because I don't just do the surveys. I do all kinds of stuff. So don't normally like taking on the cats, but you know. So heavy sack here, which is always some good stuff. 10 rubidite ore, not that I needed any rubidite ore, but hey. And a corn basket. Alright. On around the world. And of course, as always, I'm keeping my eye out for stuff to collect, which I spotted one up here. And a chest. I absolutely suck at chests. But I do have a cheater thing. As you can see on the screen. While I have had a storied past, the reality is I have done, as far as employment goes, I have done virtually everything I have ever wanted to do, for the most part. So I have done locksmithing, and the locksmiths in all the different games, or the lock picking rather, in all the different games, is absolutely nothing like reality. Alright, so we're going to go up here. This one I think is closer, because I need to walk around all the stuff anyway, and then that will clear out Bengali. Alright, so figuring out where I am, I think I have to get onto this loop-de-loop here. And go all the way around. So we will turn sideways and then cut across. No, I have no idea if this is going to take me in the direction that I want to go. I hope so. The butterflies also do not count towards harvesting, but occasionally you will get butterfly wings, which are an ingredient, which are actually, if you want to sell them, they are rather lucrative. So convenient because this is right here. Here, bounce up, and then of course alright, continue on around. Stand in the coffin here just because. Get out and around before that came in. Alright, so figuring out how to get through. There's a master, not even going to go there. You know what? Why not? It's the worst that I can do, right? Is make a total and complete fool out of myself. Alright. Nice. Couldn't have done that without the cheater. Vampire Lord's shoes. So ultimately I'm wanting to get down to the bottom here, and I just have no idea how to actually do that. Okay, 3 of these guys might be able to take them, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Things I do for surveys. Looks like 2 of them over here. Done. 1 guy over here. Alright, so also kind of have to watch my armor. So now I'm down to 90% for my armor here, and of course nothing. So I'm gonna let my stamina rebuild here. This whole area is crawling with these folks. 3 of them down here. But stuff. All right. And I guess all 3 of these are dead. All right. Nice. They have a little bit of supplies, which are now mine. Alright, so lost my survey. Where's my survey? Mark. Two of the dark witnesses there. Alright, so I have to figure out where on the road here. So strangely, I can see the survey there. Ruby Ash. I can see the survey now. Not showing up on the mini map, but I can see it. So there's 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Interesting shadow thing there. Alright, so question is, do I have a... yes, so that one is just through town. So, well, I've got 2 of them. 6 of one, half dozen the other, I guess.
Those bastard Imperials killed my dog, so I took as many of their lives.
What I don't know is if this goes on through. I hope it does. Yeah, it looks like it does. Right out the other side and to the Way Shrine. And off to the next place. So Bankorai is complete. So mark that one off my list. Let's see, where is next? So we have an infinite number of choices here, not infinite, but for the ones. So let's go right to the bottom to Vardenfell and finish that one. Unfortunately, because Vardenfell is, oh, of course, it's dead center between 2, so I guess we'll go there. Valley of the Wind. Alright, so we're headed westbound here, I guess. See if we can find the road. I guess this is the road. The strange thing about Morrowind is actually figuring out where the roads are. Says I haven't been to. Let's see if that's actually true. Well, kind of is true. I have not been to Therapole. Hey, look at that. Shackle Breaker. And my little kitty on the table. Backpack. Barrels. Alright. Okay, nice little side trip. Back up to the road. Huh, a merchant.
I must be ready to move at a moment's notice.
So I like to just sell things. So there's a 180, 216, 180. A lot of these I just keep for the sake of I give them to my other characters. I can sell the poison. Those are all my stuff. What else can we sell? Those things. All right, so that's about all. Steel gauntlets. Yeah, so everything else we can keep, but you know, convenient opportunity and opportunity used. I see a couple things up here. Oh, damn. And another one down here. So we'll get back on the road here. Obviously we got a little bit sidetracked because of all these things up here. Don't necessarily need to take on the Centurion up there, but I might just because. Especially for a single diamond. And conveniently, another world collector here. Alright, so back out to the roadway. I've actually been to that before, but I tend to not do the public dungeons unless I've actually got somebody with me. Alright. Runestone. And it just appeared. That was a nice thing. Pretty quick and just jump right over and hit this guy. All done. Okay. Kind of whether you do the heavy attacks on these guys or not. Sometimes, you know, doing the heavy attacks takes quite a few points away at a time, and then at other times it doesn't really. So, I don't know. I tend to really only use the heavy attacks when I'm really trying to take some points away. And otherwise, no. Alright. So, on we go down the road. Mushroom dudes. There's another To collect. Alright, well, I guess we'll get these guys first. Oh, I didn't really want to do the ash hopper there. That was unintentional. Darn it. Alright. So up here for this rubidite. And then onwards on the road. Not seeing anything down here. Normally if I were collecting like collecting souls or something, which I don't, I tend to not do that on this character. I tend to do it on the other characters because that way I'm getting experience points for it at the same time. This one really does not have much need for the experience points. I mean, granted, I don't mind collecting experience points from these guys, but these are actually alright, so somewhere right out here is, there it is, I see it now, and they're all right in a group. Dragon. Some of these, the runestones, protean runestones, are spread out, and so this is where it becomes really critical to actually know that there are 6, and then when you complete the whole thing by counting down and saying, okay, here's 1, 2, 3, it helps a lot. Otherwise you get 5 of them, can't figure out where the hell the other one is, and then you're like, okay, did I pick up 5 or did I pick up 6? I can't remember. There's another runestone. Okay, and of course the reality is I've now collected the Sruvey. I'll go ahead and go up here for this guy. For the sake of experience points there. That was actually quite a few experience points. Alright. So, continuing on the road down here, I guess we can go ahead and get this next hound here. See some ruby ash and next time, so I might as well clear that one out. Alright, back on the road. Oh, look at that. More. This is why I can't ride anymore. Because I'm, too busy picking up everything I can find. Even if it is a while combating with the local wildlife. Okay. Figure out where I am. So it's... Oh. Huh. I had 2. Did not realize I had 2 here. Unless I picked that one up somewhere, which is entirely possible. Alright, so on around the world here. Unless we can... Anybody in Vardenfell? Yes, indeedy. Character not found. Let's try that again. Alright, so I'm cheating here. So what this does, if you didn't know, you can teleport at any time to any of your guildmates for free. Does not cost you anything. You just wherever you are in the world will take you to the closest way shrine to where they are. So in this case, that luminary teleporter simply takes everybody in your guild list and puts them conveniently on the screen, and you do an update, and boom, you can teleport to the nearest way shrine to them. And then you use the way shrine system to get exactly where you want to be, which is this one here, and go. So yes, it's a double teleport, but it saves me the time that I'm not roaming around all of creation, and I'm getting right where I want to go. So ultimately, here's the roadway that I need to be on. If you do not have a mini-map, I highly recommend getting a mini-map. There's several versions of the mini-map out there. For those of you who actually play ESO, they are very convenient. They put a lot of things up on the screen for you, so you can see what's going on. No loot, which kind of sucks when you're going up against 3 folks and then have no loot besides. But this is worth it. More over here, and a rune stone, and something else up there. Water. I think even the waters actually do show up as a collectible. Not positive, but I think so. Alright, so need to head back towards Elite. So we'll be somewhere right over here. There they are. Conveniently, so there's 2. So maybe 3, 4, 5, and 6, with the bonus of a runestone. Alright. Now, I can either run over here and get these 2, seeing as they're coming together, so I might as well. See? Missed the fact that there were 3. Alright, and so there's Vardenfell, so I can mark that one off my list. If I can find it on my list. There's Vardenfell. Actually did 2 there. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the map, do a refresh, only 1 person in Vardenfell, so again, cheating, getting right to a way shrine, and then deciding where to go next. So, how about Shadowfen? Shadowfen. Let's go to Shadowfen with my friends, the Argonians. Shadowfen, which is very, very close to the Way Shrine, which is nice. I like it when they're close. Then I don't have to march, 2/3 of the way across the universe to get to where I'm wanting to go. Alright, so we're standing here in Shadowfen. I think I'm going to use this opportunity to do a break, and then we'll come back in the next one of the survey series. So, this is Kenti Tiger signing off, and we will see you next time.